Works Chainmail live stream. My name is Sean, and I run MailleWerX.com, and I'm gonna stream some chainmail and talk about, I don't know, hedgehog bites, porcupines, aardvarks. I don't know what else. We'll see what we get into. Actually, there was something I was gonna mention, and of course, as usual, it eludes me. I'll think of it later. So here, come on, Facebook, give me my notification that I'm live. I would like to get started today. I've decided that TikTok's a dangerous app, isn't it? What was I doing? I was sitting there all by myself. Yeah, I'm live now. Did a time change or something? Is there a time change I wasn't aware? What do you mean? Well, you're live now. Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. It's time to get to work. Put Frank in his spot. Let's see what Frank's looking at. That's good enough. No, it caught you saying, oh yeah, I got you. Alrighty. Oh, so what was I saying? I was saying something about, I was upstairs all by myself, and I got on the Tic Tac. You were just answering me. Appreciate it, buddy. And I'd probably spent like a half hour straight just watching stupid video after stupid video. They're not, okay, I shouldn't say stupid video. They're not, a lot of them are cool, right? Legitimately, a lot of them are cool. But I did manage to waste a lot of time on there. And I almost, hey Barb, how you doing? I almost didn't make it down here. In a timely manner. I still got started a little late, but you know, 2 minutes versus 10. Oh, that needs to go through these. All right, so we're making some more triangles. We've got 3 triangles to go. You're awesome. That's good to hear. I'm doing okay. Had a good day, you know. Got my work done, got home. I'm still not done charting. I'll finish that up tomorrow. And my last patient today. My gosh. I can't wait to discharge this patient. I don't, house full of sick kids? Oh no. Weaving 16 gauge, wish it was closer to finished. You're working on your shirt? Anyway, I cannot wait to discharge this patient. Right? And I think I'm gonna pull a sneaky and send her on her way, because technically what I do for this patient is not nursing care. It is something that the facility she is in can do for her, so I'm gonna be handing it off onto them. 18,000 rings to go, buddy. Okay. Let me finish this story, and then I will tell you about a conversation regarding a million ring shirt. So, you started making dragon hatchlings? Nice. And next week you'll be doing pyramids. Ooh, I've got something to say about pyramids too. So what I do for this patient is not, there's no wound care, right? The facility she's at can handle it themselves. And she has been ridiculously non-compliant. She finally agreed to be treated today, finally, after multiple refusals, right? I honestly should have discharged her a while ago. But, you know, try to do the best for each patient as well as I can. Oh, man. And today, she's irritable, and she gets really lippy. She's flat out rude while we're trying to, well, I say we, and I mean me and the facility staff, but the proverbial we is really just me trying to take care of her. This one thing that she doesn't need from me. Why am I getting rid of this patient? Because she's intolerable. Frankly, because, uh-oh, what's going on here? Okay. It's alright. I had to check my stream there for a second. I want to get rid of this patient because there are numerous people going great lengths, from the facility staff, the kitchen staff, the home health team, me, for physical therapy, all trying to take care of her the way she specifies, right? And it doesn't matter how good of a job everyone does, how much her needs are met, she's just got this acid tongue that, I mean, it's ridiculous. And I don't know if that's just the way she is, or if I know that we're not actually doing anything wrong. I've gone over her condition and her treatments and everything, and it all checks out. But nothing is satisfactory. Everything is a disappointment. And it's one of the most irritating things in the world. I am not a magician. I cannot magically cure this patient of her illness that she essentially did to herself through her lifestyle. So can't fix it. All I can do is try and help alleviate the problem. Anyway, I'm just done. I'm ready to be done. You can kiss my ass. So, but after that, other than that, did have a little bit of time. I have to manage my time a little bit, right? I've got family time, housework time, and then work on the business, work on some chainmail, read a book. And so today I didn't have enough time really to I didn't need to do any choring. So I was like, all right, well, I don't really have enough time to delve into any new designs or start up new products or anything. So I sat down here and I made some chainmail. What illness? She has a lymph disorder. lymph problem from, well, I mean, she has a variety of diseases at this point, but it culminates into a lymph disorder. So that, at least that's what I see her for. But yeah, I got down here, made a little chainmail. Good day. Can't complain too much when you got a little free time during the day. But the million ring shirt. Million ring sounds like your desired shark mail shirt. 22 gauge, full welded, like likely a few years. Yeah, reminds me of that Superman with the full cape. That thing was awesome. Okay. I would never venture into something like that without the intention of it being worn. And as I understand it, you couldn't take that off of the mannequin. I don't know why that was the decision they made, but it's badass, that's for sure. Yeah, it was ridiculously cool. And I'm, you know, okay, don't let me sit here and judge someone else's work that's far better than anything I've ever done, okay? I'm just saying, if I were to do something like that, like, the whole point of it would, for it to fit over my fat ass. Like Peg's animals that all need to be wearable. Yeah, I mean, to each their own. Now, my only criticism of it is that it can't be taken, it can't be removed and worn, right? Other than that, it's just mind-blowing. So I really don't think that my criticism stands up to much or matters in regards to that piece. It's pretty cool. Your inlays, you do believe they are not shirts? I mean, you know, they're cool. They're not that cool. The fact that I freehand them is cool. But it's stupid because it's time consuming. And as we learned with the Raiders flag, it's really just better, period, to map everything out and plan everything else out beforehand and order only the rings that you need from all the same batch. Lesson learned. Excuse me. So the million ring shirt is a concept. Well, it's exactly like what it sounds, right? I have only ever seen that question asked in the Ring Lord forums. It's like, what size would you need to make a million ring shirt? You know, and it's some obscure tiny size. Whatever ring size you use, if you have a million rings, you know, with foreign one specifically, you're always going to have way more rings than you need for you to be able to weave it by hand. However, I don't know, if you did some relatively dense weave, you might get away with something close to a million. You freehand your shirts without a pattern, just making your head fit and then fill it out. Yeah, that's all I did. I mean, I looked at some forms people had drawn up beforehand. That was it. I didn't, all my shirts have seams in them. I think I've mentioned that before. Big into, decorative seams. And I don't know. Only one has sleeves long enough to call it a shirt. The other two are, I guess, one's a short sleeve shirt. The other one's definitely just a vest, really. So, hey Peg, how you doing? How's your head? And then pyramids. Okay, so there once was this forum member on the Ring Lord. You can probably find his pyramids in, I want to say they're in the gallery, if I remember. You got a new lump on your noggin? Yeah. He tried to make sense of the historical stuff, but how to nicely add the voiders and expansions. It confuses me too. It's why I won't do it. You know, oh, medieval people lived in the Dark Ages and no one was educated, and yeah, they're doing things that I cannot. To me the other day, if I was gonna, this coif I'm working on here, right, that we're putting together right now, he asked me if I was gonna like form fit it to my noggin, and if I thought that I could do that, right, I might try it, but I've looked at how they do it, and I'm not particularly concerned about this being so form-fitting that I need assistance putting it on and taking it off or whatever. I don't need it to be that pretty. I'm literally just trying to use up rings and make something, you know, that looks like a coif of some kind. Okay. So, but I was thinking about how to taper the neck to make it so that the rings don't bunch up in the back. And what I came up with is these rings are large enough for either interwoven 4-in-1 or elf weave, right? And if you guys, I think everyone watching has, you know, viewed enough streams to know that I like to use those as seams in my work. They were the bottle wrap that we did for my friend. It was like a wine bag bottle. That had I don't remember. I think they were interwoven 4-in-1. This dice bag looking thing has elf weave seams in it, right? So, you know, if I were to contract the back of my neck on a coif like this, I would make like a little triangle of elf weave or interwoven 4-in-1 so that, you know, around it the 4-in-1 keeps going, tops, bottoms, and all around the triangle. I wouldn't do like, you know, add a ring to this and then take a ring away over here, and like that just seems too confusing with me. But using another pattern to tighten it up somewhere, that I can do, right? So we'll see how much farther along we get with this particular project, how bunchy it gets in the back, and I might throw in another pattern to see. And you know, these rings are also good with 6-in-1, which will also pull that stuff tight. It's Lisa Ellis's crystal pyramids. I don't know if I've seen those. You had to put away the float. toys and pick up rings. Those legs have grown a spine now. Nice. You download Elise's pyramid too. It'll be next on your list of things to build. I'll have to look at this pyramid. One of the things I would love to do, and I don't know how much people who make tutorials would appreciate, but I would like to start purchasing tutorials and then doing them on stream. I'd like it even better if whoever made the tutorials sent me all the stuff I needed and was like, yeah, you make this on stream and say, get it here and you can have the tutorial for free. I will advertise for them and make their product on stream, and they send me free stuff. Brow band 6-in-1 makes for a nice gather to make it fit less loosely. Yeah. If I use a slightly larger ring size, like I think this is 7/32. If I use 1/4 inch, I think I can do a brow band of interwoven 4-in-1. I think. Even, okay, so I can't ever do anything simply, right? Even the seams between here, right? Normal 45-degree 4-in-1 seam, okay? Which is what this is, right? All the seams on this, they're 45-degree 4-in-1 seams, and I lace them up with some elf weave, right? Just to set it apart from your day-to-day coif, I'll probably start there, and then kind of do something similar like what I'm doing with this bag. Will this fit over my head? I don't think so. No. Not throwing things around. Not quite wide enough. But, you know, I mean, excuse me. It's, people have made coifs, right? They're not new. So how do you differentiate yours from someone else's, right? I don't have a bunch of different ring sizes to make something fancy. I've just got these 7-gauge or 18-gauge 7/32 rings. So I don't know. Maybe some, I like to do seam work to kind of differentiate stuff. And if I can use it to make something productive, then, you know. Oh, that was silly. That was silly of me. Like, if I when I make another shirt again, not the one I'm currently working on, or not the project I currently have sitting on that table over there. The one after that, okay? I will probably put some money into getting all the ring sizes necessary to make really nice seams for the whole thing, and then really nice edging for the whole thing. And I'm going to make it, I would like to make it more of a coat. So I want something really light, really fine, with a lot of decorative weave work in it. So, one day. it's important that I start thinking about it now, right? That way I have a much better idea of what is going to happen by that time I actually start working on it, as opposed to what I normally do, which is buy a bunch of rings that are different sizes that, you know, can't be used together, and then let them sit for 10 years and not do anything with them. Not that I wasn't making chainmail during that time. I was off and on. I just, not as continuously as I'm doing now. And I just started a bunch of projects and then never finished them, you know. So Lisa Ellis got a crystal pyramid. I will have to check that out. But the pyramids that, the chainmail pyramids I was thinking of, its structural captive inverted round was used for a lot of them, right? For all, like, the framework, and then very geometric shapes inside all of these pyramids. Shit was nuts what it was. You ran the same issue with the chainmail die build. I think that one took 21 crystals. So you built a die, like a 6-sided die, and you needed 21 crystals for it. But you jumped head first and bought a bunch of different ring sizes that didn't work together? Is that the same problem you ran into? And then with crystals and stones and, what do you call them? Like hematite beads and whatnot, right? Getting all the rings sized for those correctly. Oh man, it can be... You really, really have to write everything down and be scientific about what you find. The rings that I have, I don't trust their sizes anymore. There's the manufacturer changed up all their sizing so that the rings were more true to size after springback. And that was well after I had bought all my rings. Right? So if I go and order these rings again, I'm likely not going to get the same size. I gotta order the next size up. You dislike the hype of Swarovski crystals versus real gems? Why? I don't. I have some Swarovski crystals. Let's see here. Let's see. Hang on a sec. Let's see here. The cost of them compared to loose stones is appalling. Well, it's branding, right? Alright. I don't... Swarovski Zillion Rivolis. Swarovski Cosmic Rings. There is 2 of them in there. Need to upgrade their packaging. More Rivolis. Very pretty, actually, now that I look at them. And more Cosmic Rings. Then I have these, like, purse handles, right? This is what I should be working on. I'm under the impression that these are all just kind of cheap, gaudy purse handles. Some kind of coated material. They feel some kind of coated material. But they got a nice click to them. They got all the holes you need. To fit some nice chainmail in there. I got this stuff off the trading group. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. And now I can't fit it back in the box. Hope I don't break this stuff. For leaded glass with foil on the back, they are high priced. Yeah. You ain't lying, buddy. What else did I pick up in that trade? Got a bunch of these little... Let's do some show and tell here for a minute. A bunch of these little purse handles. That's the smallest one. Right? Like, I should do something with these someday. But this is one of those things where it's like, I need to figure out what ring size works exactly and make it out of, and then all of these I think are Swarovskis. There's, I mean, it's just bags. I don't know what I was thinking when I got them. I couldn't prove to anyone if they were Swarovski crystals or not. But it's like, I should do something with them. You just got a notification from Facebook that you got a top fan badge for being one of your most engaged followers. Guess that's a polite way of saying you type too much stuff on here. Congratulations on being a top fan, Peg. You scored about $150 worth when they dropped to 50%. Nice. Said Peg. One of the people watching. We're talking about Swarovski crystals. What are you doing? All right. Anyway, so I have all that stuff. I don't want to call it junk, but I was ambitious and I thought I would do more with it, but it just sits there. And so one day we may get to it, but I think a lot sale. I have no idea what I paid for it. I'm not particularly concerned about getting my money back on it. So I think it might go back in the trading group, and then someone who loves it more than me might find themselves with something that I don't know what to do with, and I think it just may be easier to let someone else figure it out. You have a pile in your case of things to capture and cage. Still, some are 3 or 4 years old. Yeah, I could keep them around and, you know, figure out what works best with them or how I like to set them up best, but I don't know if I want to. It sounds like a headache. Maybe worthwhile. I might give it a shot. But my last project for this style of bracelet, right? That was quite the venture. Not that it hasn't paid off, but it was still a spendy little thing. And there's a whole lot more variety in those bins I just showed you. I just don't know what to do with. And I don't think I've ever done a capture, to be honest, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I've ever tried. I think someone asked me about how to wrap the edges of a stained glass piece that she had done of a dragon. And I was like, I could totally do that for you with some 3/4 full Persian. And it would look badass, but shipping the piece to me and then me wrapping it and shipping it back to you is not, like, it'll never make it. It's not gonna make it. So I actually ended up finding her a local chainmail artist to work with. They didn't end up wrapping the edge of the stained glass, but they did get a nice chainmail chain for it, which was very fitting. Have you only done the Cabochon capture from MD? No, I've never done one. I've wrapped bottles, I've wrapped Christmas ornaments, but I've never, like, captured a coin or a stone or anything. Well, okay. This is technically a capture, but I had help, right? This is Steve Hoffman's design, and that is captured in there. So I guess I've done one. But it wasn't like I forged the path myself. He was doing a lot of those nifty little, what are those, 1.5 inch ring captures there. He did like 300 or 400 and then gave them away. You went through a capture phase, moved beyond it for the most part, still capture marbles with the whirlybird regularly though. That's like a staple in your sculptures for like duck eyeballs, isn't it? I have a collection of marbles. We should try to capture some. Maybe some of those Swarovskis. I don't know. Got 10,000 tiny jewels. You're working through a few each day. Yeah. They say chainmail takes patience, but I think that takes more patience, adding tiny gems to stuff. I don't know. But I am always impressed to see what you come up with. After showing off a handful, it gets boring and don't want to overload folks with your crazy. Yeah, that's not hard to do when you're a chainmail artist. I've done it. Alright. We're about, maybe halfway done with this one. 3 are done. We got 3 left to go. Yeah, 3 are done. We got 2.5 left to go. I still can't remember what the hell I was going to tell you guys that happened. It's one of those things where I'll think of something in the day. I'll be like, yeah, I should tell that story to people, and it's gone by the time I get here. I did Frank into this Hillshire Farms Go Meat container that Frank is taped to. I guess that's an exciting development here in my little workspace. When I accidentally smack the camera, he's not as prone to jumping around. Took a bunch of Japanese dragon scale trees, some snowflakes, and some Japanese 5-in-1 balls, jingle bells, in the center to work, and hung them out on the outside of my cube to be festive. Nice. Japanese dragon scale trees. Yeah, I think I saw those. Pretty sure I did. They were pretty cool. Little chainmail Christmas trees. Expanding 6-in-1 with scales off of it. 6-in-1 Japanese, no European. No, I think Japanese dragon scale is a specific weave. It's not like if you go. I'm sure Peg can post a link to a picture. If she would be so kind. But yeah, it's a specific weave, and it's named so because it has hints of Eastern style chainmail and dragon scale. I don't know why it was named that way. I've never invented a weave. I have stumbled across some that others had already stumbled across and named. But I have not ever come up with my own weave. Think you know, but confused as it doesn't expand like dragon. Nor does it slink together and expand like 4-in-1 Japanese versus 0. The green ones. Alright. Here. No. Come on, where's that? Oh, there we go. Oh. It won't show up as a link. Dang it. Similar name, different mesh makes it confusing. Chainmail names are all confusing. Takes a little bit to get used to how they're categorized. I never fully understood the library of weaves on the Maille Artisan website. I just, clicked through all the pictures and said, ooh, I like that, let's make it. You have seen those? Yeah, they are super cool. Yep. You started when there were 4 types, and now you were so lost. How it goes. Technology outpaces everyone. And there's an interesting topic in the chainmail community too. Who ever runs the Maille Artisans website, are they ever gonna resolve their issues and start updating the website again? I know that people have offered. I don't know if they offered to purchase, but I know that they offered to take over running the website. And I know that Josh and Jen Martinez, Josh Diliberto and Jen Martinez, have started building their own library of weaves. But I don't know if that's even functioning yet. Euro, Japanese, orbitals, and captures. Yeah, orbitals were a hard one for me to get my head around. I've never worked much in that either. Captured, inverted, round. That's an orbital, right? Is it? I don't remember. Like, I was working on that before I tried orbitals, and I never got anywhere with it. About 5-8 years ago, there's a copyright issue and they made not touch the site again. I can't sign into Maille either, but I've never had an account there, so I always just went and looked up what was there. I don't know what the difference is between the logged in viewer and the not logged in viewer. There could be a whole other side to Maille that I have no idea about. There's a copyright issue and they may not touch the site again. That's interesting. What could you... Oh, wow. You never had to count on Maille. Others go in as guests. Yeah, that's all I do. So I don't know what's going on. Hopefully one day we will see something built out and working and functional for all the aspiring young chainmail artists. You know, because honestly, the sooner you get from being introduced to a topic to a finished, tangible product, the better it is for everyone in the long run. The individual themselves, anybody, any manufacturer, any ring manufacturer, any supplier. Once logged in, you can favorite weaves and sort them easier. Interesting. Yes, search sucks so much. Google the name with Maille is easier. Yeah, that's what I think. That's all I do. Even as a guest, you can't seem to access the tutorials. I don't know if you're doing something wrong. It's been a hot minute since I've been over there. But I can't say. Where are we at here? We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows away from being finished. We don't have enough time to finish up all 6, but we can get a good start. Need to go under the weave and see if there's a tutorial posted for it. Right, like you should be able to see that as a guest. A lot of weaves don't even have tutorials, so if you're not seeing the tutorial, there may not even be one there. Which is another issue, right? That's all. Like European foreign one, as far as I understand it, like no one can copyright it. It's common knowledge and it's been around for 2,000 years, and you know. But everything else, well, maybe not everything else, but most of everything else, anything that's been delved into in the past, oh, what, 40 years? A lot of that stuff is very copyrightable. From the design of the weave to the tutorials. I'm not a copyright lawyer. Take what I say with a grain of salt, but it's from what I understand, you know. And some hot water got stirred with other folks claiming weaves by submitting first, though contester had published print for it. Yeah. That sounds like a dick measuring contest I don't want to get into. You know? Who got here first? You're killing me. Turning red over here. Yeah. Anyway. Uh-oh, what'd I do there? Something's not right. There we go. Like one of my t-shirts designs, someone told me that I had copied them. I was like, okay, well, why didn't you tell me? You know, just let me know. I'm an amicable guy. If I fucked up, you know, just handle it out like adults. They're like, oh, I was too scared to tell you. I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound like someone who came up with the design, right? And then someone else informed me that that individual was not the first to do that particular design, which is what I had assumed because I had seen this particular design before. It's like, if I make something and it looks like I copied off of you, I probably did. I won't lie. I do try to differentiate all my stuff, but be also inspired by the chainmail community as a whole. So I don't want to step on anyone's foot, but I do want to operate within the realms of the common group knowledge. Right. Think of the old mailer makers before pocket cameras now and how many folks who claim those first evers. All right, the guy's not on here. There's only 4 people watching. There's a guy and he runs a large shop at a Renaissance festival, and he has laid claim to many chainmail designs that have been that have existed long before he was ever born, and he's old. He's pushing 70s now, right? It's like, I don't care if you were born when chainmail was first invented. At this point, the stuff he was making was ridiculously simple, and copying it was not, like, you can't call it copying, right? It had been made before, it will be made again. You don't lay claim to inventing weave, just figuring them out with your rings, and made some tutorials and got washed with folks saying you broke copyrights. Oh, really? I don't know. If you can figure something out and write a tutorial for it, you have ownership of what you created. So it's a mess, and it's difficult to make copyright stick in the chainmail world, as far as I understand. Right? Do I want people to get credit for their work? 90% of the time, yeah. I think so. I think 90% is probably being generous, because a lot of people are douchebags, but like, we have someone watching right now. Peg makes all her own original stuff. I want her to receive credit for 100% of her work, and I don't want people copying it. So I think that's rude. But is she the only person that can make a duck? A chainmail duck? No. I just want people to acknowledge that and give her, you know, credit or monetary compensation when they go and make their chainmail duck. There was recently an individual who was straight up like jacking people's tutorials and selling them as their own. Like, not changing anything. They would buy the tutorial from other people and then turn around and sell it as their own. It's like, wow. You have numbers of Weezer equations. We can all arrange the numbers to write the equation. You have a chainmail dragon that's half welded scales and half ring. That's fitting with a propane tank for your mini torch. Nice. Well, then there's the whole issue of copyright. I'm sure someone with enough knowledge and good photographs would be able to duplicate the ducks. Haven't seen anyone succeed that yet. Good. I hope they never do. Without, you know, paying you first. Or straight up saying, I tried to make one of Peg's ducks. Yeah. None of my, you know, like, okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't mind my stuff being copied. Right? The chainmail stuff that I do. You want to go? I'll tell you all the ring sizes to everything I make. I'm not one that sells tutorials. I don't write them, or, you know, but I'll provide you with as much knowledge as I can that I've built up. Right? I am not in competition with other people. And I want to spread as much information about chainmail as I can. Or get people interested in it, or, you know. And with that, there can exist people, you know, who have legitimate claim to their intellectual property in the chainmail community, and And my willingness to give knowledge and other people's desire to be paid for their knowledge can coexist at the same time. And I don't know why people have a problem with that. You know what I mean? You've seen my H331 capture now in dozens of places and gotten some good ideas for them since sharing them. Right. That's one of the things about a competitive market when you have, whether you have copyright laws or not, right, is that everyone's always trying to make the next best thing. So, of course, you know, they rip off your idea and they make something better, something you may have never thought of, right? And then they make a bunch of money off of that. And then the next person does it to them, and the next person does it to them, and then it's back around to you, and you make something better than all of them because you were the originator and you had time to watch this product go, you know, full circle. I'm not saying that that's what cell phone companies did, but, you know, that's what cell phone companies do. All right, we're a couple rows short on this one. But as cell phone companies, you know, reverse engineered each other's phones and came up with different and better ideas, cell phones just got better over time, right? So, while I don't want anyone else stealing other people's ideas, there is a lot to be said for simply sharing knowledge and seeing what other people come up with. I'm just really surprised at how many issues, to the point where a whole website has been, like, neutered. If they can't touch their website because of copyright issue, that's insane. And then, of course, people stealing tutorials to sell as their own. That's also insane. But anyway, almost a third done on this shirt. Can't wait to wear it for a stream. Nice. All right, guys, it's been an hour. Okay. I will be back on Monday, and if not Monday, then at the latest Tuesday. All right. Got lots of stuff to do. I've got a crap load of work sitting here ready to go. All right, Barb, have a good night. Peg, John, you guys all have a good night, and I will see you all later. All right.